My name is Dee Dee Waters, and my pronouns are she, her, and hers. The piece that I'll be doing on today is titled One Day. One day, when the glory comes, it will be ours. One day. Dr. King once said that I have a dream that one day that this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. One day. Malcolm X said that one day may we all meet together in the light of understanding. One day. One day when Black folk won't be so scared to call the police because so many of us are scared to call the police. One day. One day when Black men, when Black bodies, when they won't have to approach law enforcement and screaming out saying, hands up, don't shoot. One day. That one day when an unarmed Black man isn't murdered by the police, we will say his name. Tony McDade. One day. One day when we are reminded that even without the guns, that they're still murdering Black bodies. You see, they kept the guns in the holster, but as the officers dug their knee deeper into the back of his neck, that Black man's neck, that Black man screamed, I can't breathe. We will say his name. George Floyd. What about that one day? That one day when I, when you, when we can't breathe? Or what about that one day when we can breathe again? One day. One day when my Black trans life too shall matter. One day. One day not having to hear another trans person or trans people being misgendered by media after being murdered. One day. One day when the murders, they won't be so gruesome. They won't be so gruesome like the murder of Dominique Fails. Her body was cut up and then forced into a luggage. One day when a minor fender bender doesn't lead to the possibility of me being beaten by a mob of people or even leading to my death, we will say her name. Malaysia Booker. One day when Black trans babies aren't being murdered, we will say her name. Brayla Stone, murdered at the age of 17. One day when the Black men that we love will stop murdering us. One day when I can look out at other Black folk, other Black bodies, and believe that they too believe and agree that my Black trans life matters. One day. You see, we talk about one day, but I pose the question to you that why look for better in one day when we can have better starting on today? So instead of looking forward to one day, how about we start now? And what about today? Ashe.